I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. All right, people, it's going to be a beautiful day today. Obviously, this first video is going to be from Abercrombie peppers. Jason is an amazing grower, has grown some absolute beautiful peppers, and I've had my eyes on these three since I opened the box. Later this afternoon, I'll be doing a warthog challenge, so you don't want to miss that. I'm going to give everybody an update on the seeds that you'll be getting, okay? And you don't want to miss that one, so make sure you catch that one. But this one is exciting. 3 pods I'm going to be eating. Number 1 is going to be a 7-pot mustard UK, and it's just such a spectacular. You know what it looks like? It looks like that pepper. Just a beautiful, beautiful pepper. Honestly, I can't wait to see the inside of that. And then I've got a white scorpion. Yeah, white maruga. So, but a lot of time, twice it's happened recently. One from Dean, Conjured Vapors, and then this one. Usually white pods aren't really that white. Startling white. And then I've got this really, really cool looking pod. It's a BTR crossed with the end pepper. And the phenotype on that's gonna make for a very cool cut, because you know I'll do a good job on that one, splitting that thing right in half. All right, so let's start with the white maruga. I'm going to take pictures of these for the gram, so you're going to have to be just a little patient with me. Now, this afternoon, one of the pods I'm going to be eating is a pod that Matthew has grown. Not sure of the name or who created it, but they're so oily that when you cut them, oil runs out, so I'll cut that into the camera view. Wow. Okay, hang on a second. Now, this pepper is so white that it almost makes the seeds look dark, and they really aren't that dark. It's just because of how white the pepper is. But here's the full pod, and see what I mean? Seeds are fine, but the pepper is so white that it's startling. What a great looking pepper. Smells nice. All right, now I'm going to cut them all up at the same time. Then we'll do the 7-pot mustard UK. Wow. Pepper geek in me goes crazy when he sees stuff like this. Look at the interior of this thing. There's, ready for the reveal. Look at that. Just incredible looking. All right, and then we're going to go to the BTR. Let's see if I can cut this. You know, I don't believe the whole former life thing, but if there is a former life, I was a surgeon in the former life. And there is the interior of that. And that is wicked looking. Wow. All right. I'm going to take pictures of the inside of this. Almost forgot. All right, There, pictures are done. Sorry about that. All right, we're gonna start with the yellow Moruga, or the white Moruga, pardon me. And man, is that white. What a great looking pepper. Looks like a flower, right? All right. Thank you, Jason. You're awesome. I'm Johnny Scoville. This is Chase D. I don't know if it's me or if it's just all white pods this season, but white pods are seeming to get stronger flavored. In the past, white pods that I've had just kind of they looked better than they tasted, you know. That one tasted really, really good. It was fruity. There was no sweetness to it. No bitterness, and about that much floral towards the end. Now, even though it's just a white one, don't let it fool you. It has some real heat to it. After all, it's a scorpion, you know. The burn is on my tongue. The very tip of my tongue is burning. It's amazing how peppers, they all have such personalities, you know? I don't think it's gonna get any hotter than that. This, for a non-chili head, this would be a great pepper for a non-chili head. If you were just gonna take a knife and just cut a sliver, like a slice of the edge off and eat that, that would be probably something you'd enjoy. The flavor is great. And it's not, if you ate the whole thing and you're not a chili head, it'd be a problem for you. But a sliver would at least give you an idea of the flavor and the heat without jumping in for the full commitment. If you're a chili head, this is going to be probably a 7 and above. Some would say it's a 6, you know. It was juicy as can be. Part of it is just because of the sheer size of it, but that was a very juicy pepper. Now we're going to go to the 7-pot mustard UK. This is really a cool looking pepper. Stunning Robbie Vision. Thank you, Robbie. Love you, dude. You look at that. Pretty spectacular, isn't it? Now, look at the wall lining. It's a little bit thicker. Here, we'll do a side-by-side comparison so you know what I'm talking about. Look at the difference in the thickness of the wall lining of these two peppers. This one here is super thin. This one's got a thicker wall lining. What that does is going to give it more of a juicy effect. And I find that some of the super hots oftentimes have thinner walls. I don't think there's a specific correlation with that, but that's kind of the way it is. Here's the UK. You know what? Hold on. The sides of my cheek are burning a little bit too. So that's that burn moved. It started on the front of my tongue, and now it's in the middle of my tongue, on the sides towards the back. Peppers are so weird. UK 7-pot mustard. That was the best tasting mustard pod I've ever eaten. Wow. Super juicy. The most unusual, I don't know, I've never tasted a pod like that before. That's what every mustard pod wants to taste like. Oh, is that good? Super juicy, had a great, fruity's here, earthy's here. It was about here. So it was fruity, but it almost had some earthy tones, but the flavor was so good. It was fruity, it's much hotter than the white one. The burn on this one is, okay, now the first one, the white Moruga, was my tongue. Started on the tip of my tongue, then it migrated to the middle of my tongue and wrapped around the sides. This is on the roof of my mouth in the very, very back, like your palate's here, your throat's here. It's burning right here, and that's going into my throat. It's much hotter than the white one. So this is like a, now, even though it's much hotter, I would say it's probably only like an 8 and above. But wow, what flavor that was. Mustard pods, it's a finicky pepper because you have to pick it at the right time and ultimately eat it at the right time. If you do, the flavors are so dramatically different than if you're a couple days early. I think your window, I've said this before, but I think the window of opportunity to pick up a mustard pod and make sure to eat it, you have to be on the ball. Where other pods, you have plenty of time, you know. Like jalapeno. Everybody, you know, most people think jalapenos are green. It's a red pod. They mature, they turn red. When you get them in the store, they're green. They do that so they can last longer. But that was significantly hotter. It's still climbing on that. I'd still keep it at an 8 though. Now, I went from my throat. The roof of my palate is not burning anymore. It's just settling in my throat now. But boy, oh boy, did that taste good. My goodness, was that yummy. I mean, the first bite was just like, oh, wow. I've never tasted a mustard pod that good before. That was delicious. That would make a wicked good sauce or a powder. All right, now we're gonna go to the BTR. All right, nasty look, isn't it? Smells strong. All right, here we go. That was fruity, bitter, and floral. And just like that, fruity, the bitter came in, the floral finished. Also hot. Now the burn is back really bad on the tip of my tongue. It went away and it came back. As far as flavor, the best flavored one was the mustard, then the white, and then the red. But that mustard pod was so good. Now the red pod, the BTR in the end, that burn is mostly my throat. Oh, by the way, this afternoon when I do I'll do a challenge with version 2 warthogs. I'm going to give the announcement of a whole bunch of people are getting their seeds, and you see comments all over. They got their seeds. And I'll be telling you an update, so make sure you tune in later. That's going to be hotter than the hottest of the 3. I would put that around probably a 9 or a 10. 9 and up. There'll be some chili heads that call it an 8, but it's a very hot pepper. And it's, it's a hot pepper. I don't want to talk about a different pepper grower, but that's the hot one. That was the hottest one of the 3. But it's that smooth burn. It's not a pulsating thing. It's just a very smooth, even burn. But mostly in my throat. Delicious pods, Jason. Those were, all of them were so good. But that mustard pod, oh, I'll never forget that. That was so tasty. There you have it, Abercrombie peppers. Now listen, you can eat these. I'm fortunate, I eat the most exotic peppers you'll ever see. But you can too. So in the description box, you're gonna see a link. These are just some of the varieties he's got. He grows a lot of peppers. So go to his, you'll see the link, go check him out, tell him I sent you. Join me this afternoon right here. See my son Johnny Scoville Jr. and the lifeboat. Challenges up on top and pepperology. Don't miss the next one. It's gonna be a screamer. I'm Johnny Scoville and this was Chase and Eat.